Hey everybody, welcome to the Satisloh booth and to our first tech talk of the day today here at Vision Expo West in Las Vegas. My name is Andy Huthoefer and I'm in charge of product management and marketing. And our topic today is why art? So before we get into the why, let's talk a little bit about what is art. And there are many different opinions on that, and I'm not going to get into that today. Instead, I'd like to talk about what art is at Satisloh. Art stands for Alloy Replacement Technology, or ART. And what it is that we are replacing traditional blocking technology that uses toxic alloy and metal block pieces with a plastic block piece that can be recycled. It looks like that. And an adhesive that is UV curable. And you see that here in the complete blocked lens with block lens and the adhesive. We offer automated and manual equipment for this process. So now let's get to the why. Why art? Why ART? And there are 5 main reasons that I would like to touch on. The first one is efficiency and speed. Reduced process steps, and why is that? With ART, we are protecting the front surface already with the block piece and the adhesive. So we do not need the tape, the surface protection tape that you have with traditional alloy blocking. And with that, we don't need to do taping or detaping. So right from the get-go, we're cutting 2 process steps out of the process chain. Secondly, it is a cool process, not just because it's cool, but because it's colder. There's less temperature induced into the lenses, and that means the lenses don't have to cool down. At normal traditional alloy blocking, you have a 30 to 60 minute cool down time. You don't need that with ART. Instead, the lenses can go straight from the generator, straight from the blocker right into the generator without any waiting time. So that saves valuable process time. And then thirdly, the technology leans itself very much to full process automation. So compared to traditional alloy manual blocking, you can save up to 70% in labor costs. The second area I'd like to touch on is increased yield and improved lens quality. And why is that? Again, with alloy blocking, the lens has very good support. The alloy block actually is larger than the traditional, the ART block is larger than the traditional alloy block. And so we get really good surface support here. The lens can be cut to a very high level of precision. We don't get shatter marks as well. And that is actually one of the reasons why we think that on-block manufacturing is the way to go also for the future, as opposed to blockless surfacing. But it's so important to have that lens on a rigid surface that allows this precision cut. Secondly, we have a feedback loop built into our ART equipment, which means that we're measuring the front surface of each and every lens. We're not going by the true curve that is written on the box. Instead, we're really measuring the lenses and then we're recalculating the RX surface. So again, that brings higher precision for the final lens. And then thirdly, patented spatial blocking technology. What that means is that instead of using block rings like with traditional alloy, we can position the lens freely in space in the ART blocker. And that means more accurate lens thicknesses and more accurate prism cutting. On to the third reason for art, the ecological footprint. Art is very ecologically friendly, it's very green. The process is free of toxic lead and cadmium. Really important, much safer for the operator, much better for the environment. Secondly, up to 5 times lower water usage. Why is that? Well, again, first of all, we're cutting the detaping, taping and detaping process completely out of the chain. That process uses water, so that goes away right there. And then secondly, in the deblocking process, where we actually do use water, we have a recirculating system, so all that water gets reused over and over again, so very little water consumption. On the energy consumption side, a 50% saving compared to traditional alloy blocking by, again, not having a taper or detaper, by not having a cooling plate, by not having an alloy reclaim tank. All of this consumes energy. All of that's not necessary with ART. Next point would be we don't use up any rare minerals as we do with alloy. Alloy not only contains lead and cadmium, it also contains indium and bismuth. Indium is being used in electronic components, microchip semiconductors, so no need for that with ART technology. And then bismuth actually is used in medicine. The bis in Pepto-Bismol is for bismuth. So we're not using any of those valuable materials up. We are much more conservative there in terms of the resources that are needed. And all of that adds up to an impact of blocking on climate change that is reduced by 35% compared to traditional automated alloy blocking. Now, what does that mean? You can compare that to the reduction of the CO2 by 10 metric tons per year. So a very significant reduction. In fact, replacing one alloy line with one ART line is the equivalent of taking 3 cars with combustion engines off the road. Next, I'd like to talk a little bit about the compatibility of ART with traditional surfacing equipment. And the nice thing is that the ART block is fully compatible with all chucks that are also being used for alloy. So you can actually run mixed production. You can run alloy and ART through the same generator. One block is alloy, the next job is ART. And so that makes it easy to move from alloy production, to migrate from alloy production to ART. Also, it's an open system, meaning that we can run our ART lenses through all competitors' generators and polishers as well. So no need to only use Satisloh, although of course we prefer you do that. But you can run the process and the block lenses also through competitive equipment. And then lastly, reason number 5, peace of mind. We have a very secure supply chain. We have 2 manufacturing sites for ART blocks and glue on 2 continents, one in North America and one in Europe. A very stringent quality control. The adhesive price is constant and secure. We are not dependent on raw material price changes like alloy is. And maybe most importantly, we have over 200 ART installations worldwide that are successfully running, and over 250 million lenses that have been blocked with ART have been produced. So thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any questions, now would be the time to ask them. Thank you.